Hello, my name's Julie Hebert. I'm here to go over the benefits for Texas Elite Electrical Services for the year beginning August 1st, 2025. If you currently have benefits with Texas Elite, you're not going to see a lot of changes, a little bit of price changes, but the plans are all staying the same and pretty much everything is going to be like it was last year. If you're new, I'll try to just briefly go through some of this information and cover it. And if you ever have questions, my name and contact number is right here. My name, my email, and my phone number. Feel free to reach out anytime. So open enrollment is going on right now. July is technically the month of open enrollment where we're going to go ahead and start it in June. So give everyone plenty of time to make their changes. Changes will be effective August 1st, 2025. After that, if you want to make a change, it has to be because you maybe had a baby, you adopted a child, you got married, you got divorced. Maybe you currently don't cover your wife on a plan and she loses her job, so she needs to jump onto your plan. Things like that are what we call a life event, and they allow you to make changes in your coverage. Just need to let us know about those changes within 30 days. It's important that we have those within 30 days so we can make changes and get you covered. On the medical insurance, we're going to continue with United Healthcare. We are going to still continue offer three different plans. Texas Elite does pay $210 per month towards your premiums, and that's reflected here. The first plan is an HMO plan, which means that you do have to select a primary care physician. They will direct your care, they will send you to a specialist, and it is a smaller network. It is the charter network, so that's something to consider also. The other two plans are PPO plans, meaning that you can go to the doctors and hospitals that are in the United Healthcare network. And if you need to use a doctor that's not with United Healthcare, you will still have out-of-network benefits. The Choice Plus network is the largest network that United Healthcare has. So these are both very strong network plans. The first plan and the second plan are identical plans, except for the fact that one is an HMO and one is a PPO. But you do have a $5,000 deductible for yourself. If you're covering your family, it's a $10,000 deductible. The maximum out of pocket you'll pay is $8,150 or $16,300 for your family. You do have office copay visits of 25 and 15. Then you have specialist visits of 75 and 50 and 100. The urgent care copay is $25 under all three plans. Emergency room copays are $300 plus you're meeting your deductible plus your co-insurance. We do encourage you to always use a urgent care when you can and try to stay out of emergency rooms unless it truly is an emergency. The weekly premiums are listed there. All the prescription plans are the same across all three plans. The third plan just basically has a lower deductible of $3,000 and the maximum out of pocket is $9,000. Copays are slightly different. All that information is there for you. Here's some information on how to select a doctor in the network, how to go to the United Healthcare website and look for that. You're always going to receive a better benefit if you go to an in-network provider. Again, we encourage you to use the virtual visit feature. This is something that can save you money and time, especially if you're out of town or it's a weekend or holiday. You can use the virtual visit option using the United Healthcare app, and it is free to you, and it will allow you to talk to a doctor and possibly get a prescription over the telephone. Again, I encourage you to stay in network, stay out of the emergency room unless it's truly an emergency, and always try to know your cost up front. The dental plan is going to continue to be with Principal Insurance. You have preventative care covered at 100%. So you can go and get your teeth cleaned twice a year. You can get x-rays done. Children can get fluoride treatment on their teeth. If they do find a problem while you're there, you have a $50 a year deductible per person, 150 max for the family. They will cover, say, a filling, I'm sorry, at 80%. A crown would be at 50%. You have a maximum annual dental benefit of $1,200. And you can choose to cover yourself, your spouse, your children, or your whole family. On the vision plan, you can use, it's also through Principal Financial Group and it uses the VSP network. So you can get your eyes checked for $10. You can go and get that done once a year. Then you can get frames. You have $130 towards the frames plus 20% off of anything over that. You can get frames every year and new lenses every year. So if you decide you want new glasses this year, you can do that. If you'd rather say, you know what, I got new glasses last year and this year I'm going to use it towards contact lenses, you have a $130 allowance towards contacts, but it's one or the other, not both every year. Life insurance, Texas Elite does provide a life insurance policy of $50,000, which is a very nice benefit for you. So even if you're not signing up for anything else, we need to make sure your beneficiaries are up to date and accurate. You can also purchase additional life insurance. You can purchase up to $300,000 for yourself. If you're a new employee this year, you do have guaranteed issue coverage of $100,000 without any medical questions. If you had the coverage last year and you said, you know what, I had 100,000 last year, but I really feel like with my mortgage and my bills, I need to go up to 300,000. You can request that, but you will have to fill out some additional medical questions to get that coverage. You can also cover your spouse up to 100,000. Guaranteed issue is 25,000 for that, and then children can be covered at $5,000 or $10,000. You have the option to purchase short-term and long-term disability. These are both really great options for you. If you are unable to work with a short-term disability plan, you would receive 66 and 2/3 of your normal pay, up to $1,500 per week for 12 weeks after 8 days of injury or illness. So if you think about being out of work for more than 8 days, you would have 12 weeks of coverage where they were paying you. On the long-term disability, it would pick up after the short term was expired. At the end of 90 days, you would receive the long-term disability. They would pay 60% of your salary, up to $6,000 per month. And they would pay this until you reach retirement age, Social Security retirement age. So that's a great benefit, something to consider for income replacement if you were injured and unable to work. Critical illness allows you to have cover some of your out-of-pocket expenses when you have a serious illness. The principal basically pays a lump sum diagnosis based on what the illness is, and there's some more information in this handout about that. The rates are based on your age. You can cover yourself and your spouse on this. So when you go through the ease enrollment, you'll be able to see what the pricing is. Principal also offers accident insurance, and this is kind of the coverage where you say, you know what, my kid was playing t-ball and he ran the bases and he slipped and fell, broke his arm. An arm break would give you a payment of XYZ. So I'll show you a little bit where that all is listed out, but you can cover yourself, your spouse, and your children and your family. Hospital indemnity insurance basically helps you pay some of your out-of-pocket costs if you are hospitalized for any reason. One thing to note is that all of these principal plans have a wellness screening benefit of $50 per participant. So if you go and get a physical once a year, you turn that into principal, they will give you $50 back. If you have the hospital indemnity, the accident, and the critical illness, you can receive actually $150 back. So that physical is free to you with your health insurance. You can actually make money on that and make about $150 a year. So I encourage you to get that done if you haven't already done so this year if you're covered. This gives information about what happens if you leave Texas Elite and want to continue your coverage. This talks about when you turn 65, how your coverage works with Medicare. We're going to continue to use the Ease Online enrollment. I will send out an email that shows, it has a link for you to click on and enroll. Your login information will be the same as what you set it up for last year. If you have trouble with that, please reach out to me and let me know, and I can help you with that. There's also an app for Ease. This has some information about how to get online with United Healthcare. I encourage you to get that if you haven't already. You can get a digital ID card. You can look for providers in the network. You can look at your explanation of benefits. There's a lot of information right in your hand and your phone. This is the same information for how to get online with Principal. So this would be for your dental, your vision, your accident, long-term, short-term disability. All those benefits would be available to you through the Principal app or website. This gives you more detailed information on your dental insurance. Then we go through down here, there's some on your vision. This is about your life insurance and what you're able to purchase additionally in addition to the 50,000. This gives more details about the short-term disability and any kind of pre-existing conditions and what the restrictions are for that. This talks about the long-term disability insurance and gives more details on that. This talks about the critical illness. So if you're interested in that policy, this will show you how much of the benefit will be paid based on these specific instances of illness. So that's helpful information. This talks about the accident insurance. Like I said, if you say, fell and broke that arm, then you're going to have a payment made to you based on that. Let's see, would be ankle, arm, something like that would be like a $3,000 payment if you just fell and broke your arm. So this talks about that. This is the hospital indemnity. If you are hospitalized, it's going to pay you $1,000 on your first day in the hospital, then $100 up to 30 days after that. Also, it's going to pay you an additional amount if you're in ICU. So this is a great benefit to consider for you and your family also. Here's some free benefits just as part of being part of MetLife. Principal, that they provide for you for free. And again, like I mentioned, my name is Julie Hebert. My contact information is right here. If I can ever be of service, please let me know. Thanks so much.